Hey guys, CPT SMASH here with
Mash.
So we've given Michelle a nickname. So I'm Smash. This is Smash. We're going to go for a run today, and Michelle is totally going to kick my ass. So, but some key aspects of stretching before you're running, we're going to demonstrate for you today. So we've got some soft tissue stuff, and we've got some ideal stretches. So Michelle or Mash, go ahead and flop down on the roller. Now, basically, you're going to put the roller on so that you're lined with your lower back on the roller, okay? Just right, almost kind of cradling the bum and the lower back, and you're gonna kind of ease down into the floor there. And she's gonna bring one knee up to her chest and squeeze real tight and let this other leg just kind of passively stretch. So that's gonna get into the hip flexors really good. And then you're just gonna cycle slowly through this until you feel like those hip flexors right along in this section kind of loosen up. So we'll do a couple iterations of that one. It's a nice stretch.
Yes, it's a good stretch.
Good, nice.
It'll make me run faster.
Yes, yes. This is definitely an important one, especially for people that are sitting most of the day and they want to get active in running. So you want to be mobile, you want to be loose.
I'm just letting this leg.
Yep, and that leg's just gonna dangle down there. You can see how tight that hip flexor is because her leg can't touch the ground. Many of you will face a similar challenge. So this shouldn't be painful. It should be moderately uncomfortable, but it should not be painful. So now to get off the roller, you're just gonna plant your feet and then drive your hips up, and then you're just gonna slide the roller out. So now from this position here, we can use a band. Let's bring one leg up. Band, belt, rope. Extend this leg, and now we're just going to passively stretch the hamstrings, just mild tension in there. We don't want to do too hard of a stretch there. There we go. It's a little bit better camera angle. So now this should be getting right into the hamstrings here.
Yeah.
So now Michelle's got a lot of range of motion here, so she might not want to spend too much time on it, but just give it a nice stretch. And then she's going to grab it with her opposing hand and reach across into the scorpion to get kind of into the low back. Now, key points on this one, make sure you're using your opposing hand so you can try to keep the shoulder down.
Counterbalance.
Yep, exactly. So now you're going to get a nice stretch in through the hip and the glute section in here. Okay, be careful with this one. You can go higher in range by pulling on that band and going up a little higher to get a little bit more into the stretch. Be careful if you have a low back issue, but this is a good stretch for that.
Get out of it, you just bend your knee.
Yep, to get out of it, you just bend your knee and flip the leg over to the side. The next one, she's going to put it on her other foot and do the same thing, starting with the hamstrings. Now make sure that you can kind of keep this knee bent or you can lock it out, but it's going to be more tension if you lock out that leg and then slowly pull it back. So now, ideally you want to shoot for about 90 degrees from that range of motion from the floor. So Michelle is totally good here with her hamstring flexibility. So she's not very likely to tear anything on this stretch. Good, nice. Now we'll just pull it across. Notice she's keeping her shoulder on the ground here. Now many of you will not have this much range of motion, so it'll be a little lacking. But that's fine. So we've gotten two of the most important ones, the hip flexors and the hamstrings, a little bit of the low back. The next one we're going to take a softball.
And play baseball?
No, we're not going to play baseball. Sorry. No, this one's going to be a little bit more challenging. So she's going to place this in the medial glute, kind of right in that little dimple area, right in between your bum and your leg. Okay. Now you're going to know you're going to be in the right spot because it's going to be super cranky. Okay, you're going to be rolling right on the piriformis. So now this one's good for getting rid of a lot of sciatic pain, dealing with a lot of lower back sufferers. So now, when you get in there and you find that spot, bring the knee open here and kind of get onto the side. Do you feel it?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
This is where you breathe.
Yeah. So now I'm going to have you come down a little bit lower onto your elbow there.
Okay.
So that way you can put a little bit more pressure on there. There we go. So you can see she's in a little bit of discomfort there. Now remember, you want to be a little uncomfortable in these. Now, to loosen that area up, I like to use a little knee maneuver where you crank that knee that's on that affected leg over and then back down. And just do a couple repetitions with that to just kind of loosen up that muscle, get into that soft tissue, and
Hi.
yeah, It feels pleasant, yes?
It's great.
Yes, yes. It's super
Just
awesome.
Have to breathe. Just have to breathe.
Yeah, you just gotta breathe through it. So this is gonna be also very tight on a lot of people, but it is definitely great for loosening up your hips and allowing that external rotator to do its job more effectively. So after a couple iterations, we're just gonna flip sides, do the same thing to the other side. Go. That's it. Now make sure you're on it. Go ahead and put this elbow down.
I'm gonna find it first.
Just finding it. Finding the little angry spot. There we go. She comes down. And then we're just bringing that knee up.
Also breathing.
Yep.
Just breathe.
So a lot of stretching is going to be facilitated by your breathing mechanics. So nice long belly breaths, just like you do in yoga. Kind of tell that muscle to relax. So your mind is controlling a lot of these things. So if you're chronically tight, work your breathing patterns and learn to loosen them up, and they will get much, much better.
Release the pain on the exhale.
Yeah, there you go. Good. Nice. Good little exhale. All right. Okay, let's do one more there, and then we're going to do some down dogs to get the calves. All right. So, okay. So we've got the hips, hip flexors, the hamstrings, and now we're going to target the calves with this little down dog position. Mash is going to throw her hips way up. She's going to get into her hamstrings and also her calves. She's going to try to lock those heels into the floor and really get into the calves. There we go. That's
You
good.
can also alternate one at a time.
Yeah, you can alternate one at a time. You can elevate a little bit to really get into the calves a little bit more. Yes, very nice. Do a couple iterations of that, and then you're going to be good to go for your run. So,
I'm winning.
yeah, you're going to win. So stay tuned. We'll let you know how this goes afterwards.
I already won.